this thing really deposited a lot on the hair. There's no traces of tinted hair anymore. Hello beautiful, my name is Mide and welcome to my channel. If you're seeing my face for the first time, welcome. Here I talk about locs, I talk about my log journey, beauty, YouTube video production. Today I'm going to be dyeing my hair. So it's not that I don't like the color it has now. In fact, I have never dyed my hair black before. I've always been tinting it, and I did this tint before I locked my hair. But now, because of a couple of things and plans that I have in place, I'm going to be needing to dye my hair. And the dye I'm going to be using, which I got from the nearby local beauty store here in Nigeria, the name is Crusette. Okay, so natural black 991. The reason why I chose this particular dye is because it says natural black. The natural color of my hair is not color 1, neither is it color 2, like it's in between. That's why I chose this particular one, and it happens to be the only dye that says natural black that I saw. All right, and I've been on the net to check the review, like 62% had something good to say about it. I wouldn't want to dye it jet black. It will look or natural, and I don't want it to be color 2. It will be too dull for me. This is one of the reasons why I feel that this particular product is authentic enough. That's what you see in most of any product that could be detrimental to your health or your body. It has the cream, all right, and this is the developer. It says 6% developer. So I'm going to mix it up now and show you what it looks like. So I'll be using this container. From the instruction, do not use a metal container for mixing hair color cream. I've opened it and the smell is strong. The dye does not come with glove, and actually I do not like the type of glove that this dye usually comes with. It slides around, it's not firm, so I went out of my way to get myself the surgical glove from a drugstore. And this one, they are specifically made for each hand, so even if you are wearing it wrongly, it will not fit. So you have to wear it the right way, and your hands are going to be quite protected. All right, so I prefer this. I'm going to mix the developer now. Okay, so the developer is kind of watery. This is the second one. I bought 2 packs. I'm applying the dye to the tip of my hair because it's tilted, it's not black, so I feel that it's going to take a longer time for it to get to black, so I'm doing it first. So I'm going back to start from the root. This is an attachment that I'm trying out to see if it will work on attachment. You get, this is a synthetic hair. I just attached it to my lock, just experimenting with this, you know. I'm conscious of time, guys. My locks are not fully locked here. They are just a couple of months old, but still they are still mass of hair in strands. The dye needs to penetrate. So guys, this is how my hair turned out to be. The black is so intense. If you remember earlier on, I mentioned that I did not want jet black hair, but after the precaution I took into consideration, it still came out looking jet black. So that's to tell you that this dye is intense. I spent like 20 minutes applying the dye in all, and I left it in for like 25 minutes. I didn't even spend up to 30 minutes that the instruction says. It says 30 minutes to 1 hour, all right? And I didn't, because I didn't want it to be that intense. I figured that since there's a developer there, so the longer you leave it in, the more intense the color will be. I tried to like say, okay, 25 minutes, but it still came out looking this black. Like, if you don't want your hair to be this black, you don't want to leave it in up to even 25 minutes. One thing again that I observed is that when I was washing the dye off, it took me a long time to wash it off completely, you know. I used like 425 liters of water, and it was still looking as if it wasn't clean. I spent a long time washing it off, and I used a lot of water. Then another thing is, after washing it off, guys, I used just water alone as it is written in the instruction. I didn't use my shampoo, and the hair still came out feeling so soft, extremely incredibly soft, to the extent that a few strands at the front, at the edges, came off loose. I don't know if you can see, this thing is so dark. Like, I'm sure there are like 3 locks that came off because it was feeling like wool. So you don't want to use your shampoo as you are rinsing it off, all right? Maybe for the first time you don't use your shampoo. Another thing I did again for precaution was that I bought my own glove. Like I mentioned earlier, I bought 2 sets of gloves, you know, just in case. When I noticed how intense and how dark the stain was, I decided to use the second glove to wash the hair, all right? And thank God I did. Aside from the other parts of my body and the floor that got stained, my fingers, my hand remained cleaned. If not, my nails, my hand would have been ruined. You don't want that to happen to you. And then before I applied the dye, I used Vaseline around the edges. It wasn't much. What prevented my skin and the edges to remain intact. I want to believe that is what made it to remain intact. You want to wear, if you have, turtleneck shirts if you want to apply this dye, and you want to wear a long sleeve, even with your glove, if you want to apply this dye, because the dye stays like no man business. When I was trying to remove the stain from my skin, like a couple of places on my skin, my neck, just like few, but it was still looking odd. I knew that you could use toothpaste, you could use Vaseline and a couple of things to remove it. So I tried Vaseline, it wasn't coming off, just like a bit. So I went in to use my nail polish remover, and that worked well, because I didn't want to wait overnight like the instruction, you know, said. A couple of hours later, I took my bath and I used my shampoo to wash my hair again, and believe me sincerely, a whole lot of dye still came off, which is to tell you that this thing really deposited a lot on the hair. There's no traces of tinted hair anymore. If you're planning to use this dye, you want to make sure that you put all those things into consideration. Okay, again, since I used completely 2 packs without it remaining, I want to say that maybe it's the size of my hair and the density of my hair is appropriate for this amount. The volume of the cream is like 60 ml, both the cream and the developer, so like total of 120 ml. So, and the number of locks I have is 281. My hair is 4C and it's a bit dense. Okay, and then the length of my hair in most parts is like between 5 and maybe 7 inches long. Okay, like if it's going to be 7, there's going to be a few, because I started with 6 inches and it shrinked. Okay, but I still noticed that some were growing faster in all parts of the head. So that is what you should put into consideration when you are trying to estimate the volume of dye that you will want to use and the number of package that you want to buy. Alright, I just hope that after a couple of washes that the color is going to be lifted, remove and reduce, and it's going to like become less dark. Alright, because I didn't want it to be this dark. So that is about that, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in, and please don't forget to like if you find anything of value in today's video, and subscribe. Okay, click on the notification bell to get updates on this and more video from me. So I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.